like my comedy to be a voyage of discovery for people who don't like going anywhere or learning anything?
Oh, yeah.
Comedy can be about anything. Nothing's off limits. The trick is, don't make somebody else the victim. You can talk about sex, but don't make fun of someone's sexuality. Race is fine, but don't pick on someone because of their race. Unless they're American. Hanging shit on Americans is not racist. It's funny. Funny and essential.
I always wanted to be a vet. Vietnam vet.
You are good with animals.
Yeah.
And napalm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, I've come up with a new aid to the decision-making process.
The world always needs more of those.
It's called What Would Bill Hunter Do?
That is absolutely brilliant.
Seriously?
Yeah, you've got to put it in your show.
He reckons he's writing his festival show.
But?
He's held up in his apartment playing Civilization all day, all night.
Fuck, he's into it, isn't he?
Shit, yeah.
Actually, what would Bill Hunter do?
I guess he'd probably drink your booze, fight your dad, befriend your dog and fuck your mum. But not necessarily in that order.
Yeah, petrol.
All right, I'll drop it.
The Gadflies. Gee, I haven't heard this in ages.
These guys were the kings of about 5 Edinburgh festivals.
Yeah, remember we used to get pissed and dance ourselves sober to them? God, they were good together.
And they came back to Australia and broke up.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently after the benefit, they're thinking of getting back together again.
Huh.
Guess anything's possible.
Not on my watch.
Right, apparently he just goes, I would rather slam my cock in a car door than watch Jim Harrison do stand-up for half an hour.
Hilarious. So then what happened?
Well, like as if to prove his point, he just slams the car door and gets rushed to hospital.
Sweet. What kind of car was it?
What?
What was the size of the car?
What difference does that make?
Well, I reckon if it was a small car like a Honda Civic, then wouldn't it hurt less?
Less than what? Surely some actions are total. Actions like slamming your cock in a car door. I'm pretty sure in these cases size truly doesn't matter. The pain. Pain would be that bright, white, searing pain. Blinding. The kind of pain that can't be lessened by slamming a different sized car door on your cock. I'm talking about the psychological and physical essence of pain. Pure, complete, final.
Still not as bad as listening to Jim Harrison do half an hour of stand-up.
Yeah,
Fuck no.
Yeah, nothing's that bad.
Bobby and the Hootsmons. Hootie and Grapho 5. Bobby and Grapho boys. I could not believe it when you told us.
How do you think I feel? I thought they were taking the piss.
Fucking hell, after all the things you said about him, it's hilarious.
At least I kept it in-house. At least I never went public with it.
What are you talking about? You bagged him out on the comedy festival debate.
I didn't bag him out. That was a fictional British comedian.
Fictional? You called him Kilto McBagpipe. You can't get more Scottish than that.
Could have been a lot worse. I was going to call him the Kiltsmon.
Subtle. Very subtle.
Yeah.
You must be feeling guilty.
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling massively guilty. I'm feeling like 100%. I'm feeling Chappelle Corby guilty.
That's pretty guilty.
Yep.
Speaking of guilt, I'm freaking out about OJ's non-existent festival show.
What for? If he's not worried about it, why are you?
Because if we were still working as the Artichoke Brothers, we'd have a show. He'd have a show.
Jesus, are you Catholic? Talk about built-in guilt. I bet, after all this, I bet you're the one that ends up coming up with the idea for his show.
Bullshit. Don't even say that out loud. That is not going to happen.
Bucks?
$20.
Okay.
I'm concerned, but I'm not that concerned. Shit, it's his show. And now I stand to make buckaroonies for not coming up with an idea. Feels like I'm working for Triple M.
Except that I'm listening to you speak, so currently you have one more listener than Triple M.
I take it they sacked you at some point.
How could you tell?
You get sacked a lot in this job. Not in stand-up, but TV and radio, it's pretty much guaranteed. See, comedians are hired as novelties, and unfortunately over time, novelty wears off. Wears off like the smile on the face of a particularly busy prostitute. Eventually, the punters work out that you're faking it, but by then you've been replaced by a newer, younger, smilier version of yourself with perkier breasts and a fake tan. We end up out on the streets, doing with unpredictable men in the backseat of family cars for beer money. Actually, I've gone too far with that. We'd never do it in a car.
Hello?
Soph?
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just, I don't know, frustrated or something. How are you?
All right. Starting to freak out about my show a bit, but apart from that, I'm fine.
Yeah, well, you should be freaking out about it. Hey, how cool if it was Brian to give you his spot on the TV?
Oh, yeah, ultra cool. I mean, personally, I think TV's old school shit, but heaps of people still watch it.
Yeah, that whole old school mass audience thing's kind of the point of doing publicity. Have you figured out what you're going to do yet?
No, I mean, well, I haven't had much time.
Why? What have you been doing?
Well, this morning I traded precious metals with the Spanish, and then later on I got really pissed off and nuked Rome.
Yeah, well, look, I'm sure they deserved it, but don't you reckon you should think about stopping the game?
Oh, I have.
Oh, really? Well done.
I think about it quite a lot. I find it easy to think about stopping and hard to actually stop.
Yeah, well, I guess I know that feeling. Stopping anything's just so final. Oh, have you asked yourself the big question yet?
Yep.
And what would Bill Hunter do?
Well, the answer changes depending on my mood. Have a fight, then write the show. Get pissed, then write the show. Do some effortlessly brilliant acting, then write the show.
Have you noticed that there's a recurring theme in all of your answers?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I totally missed it. The answers all have one thing in common.
And what's that?
They're all said by Bill Hunter. What are you doing now?
I'm organising 22 female comedians into a night of women's hilarity for out front. It's a nightmare.
Would it help if I was on the bill?
If you're willing to have the sex train.
Well, you'd know I'd do anything if it made your life easier. Hey, how are things with you and Brian?
Oh, I don't know. It's me and Brian. I mean, what do you reckon? Oh, actually, things are remarkably civil considering. He can be quite generous and sweet when he wants to be, like giving you his TV show, but then again, he can be such a fuckhead. I don't know, we're handling things pretty well, which means no one's killed each other yet.
Oh, well, that's a good place to start. I always find communication's much easier if everyone involved is alive.
Oh, that's the girls from up front. I've got to go.
Yeah, so should I after NX Holland.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. I'll see you Monday.
What's Monday?
Dinner, my house.
Oh, no, not for me. I'll be selling my soul on the TEV. I'll come over afterwards.
Yeah, OK, that'd be great. Chookers.
Bye. Right, you clog-wearing, pot-smoking monkey boys. Prepare to kiss the fist of destiny.
Who's better at comedy, men or women? Now, to offer an opinion or even enter into a discussion on this topic can be a really quick way of ending all your relationships with the opposite sex. But because I'm a comedy genius and I'm currently single, I feel I can offer an opinion on this without any fear. Now, my theory on this is based on something that a famous Scottish comedienne said to me. She said that she thought men were better at stand-up than women because men were used to talking at people, whereas women were used to talking with people. I think that theory's spot on. Well, that and the fact that women are just gay.
1, 2, testing.
Hey, fucker!
Take it, bitch!
How's it all going?
Oh, you know, not bad. 160 sold. Rest should go before the show starts. You?
I haven't checked. Should be okay. Hey, thank you so much for giving OJ your TV spot.
Prick needs some publicity. What I didn't tell him was that they didn't want him. They heard about what he did on the gala and just went, no way, Jose.
So it wasn't just me?
Oh, shit, no. I had to go in there and lie for him. Into their face. Fuck, Jess! That's what it did last night. That's why we're here, to fix it.
Must be hard to appear like such a prick.
It's not easy.
So we're doing all right now? Is Bob sold out?
Yeah, Bob sold out when he did Neighbours.
Bob did Neighbours?
Yeah, and Home and Away and Prisoner. Remember on Home and Away, that actress wouldn't kiss him because she thought he had AIDS?
Ah, the 80s. How far we've come.
He killed one of the main characters on Neighbours.
That's awesome.
That's the only reason he took the job. He said, if you're going to be on a show that bad, you should at least take out a main character.
Great.
Is this even on now?
I don't know. Hey, Well, you'll be pleased to know that Who magazine are getting the main characters of Volton the Electric Boy for a Where Are They Now article.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. I'm not sure they want to know where they all are now. You know, the guy who played Charger is now a male prostitute who sells crystal meth in Paran.
Still charging then?
Yeah.
Bang! Volton, his power's electric, Volton. His friends are eclectic, if you're evil he will flip your lid. When he harnesses the power of the electric grid. Volton! Oh, I think a little bit of wee just came out. So how does it feel to be the Miley Cyrus of Australian TV celebrities? I mean, I keep forgetting that you're famous.
Well, that is the key word, isn't it, Brian? Forgetting. I'm more the Gary Pankhurst of television rather than Miley Cyrus.
Hang on, who's Gary Pankhurst?
He's the kid from Skippy. No one remembers the kid. Everyone remembers the frickin' Roo.
It's because the frickin' Roo had its name in the titles. It was hard to forget. Skippy. He was like the Hamlet of Australian TV marsupials.
Be or not be?
Ah, that is the question. So are you having beers afterwards?
Absolutely, Brian.
See you there. Be funny.
Can't be funny, be fast.
Two. Fuck.
You know, one thing that always amazes me is how many people think that we do comedy for free. You know, I've been doing this job for 10 years. And I've been on television, I've had regular radio gigs, I've done stand-up all over the world. Last night, this guy, he's paid like 30 odd bucks to see my show. And he comes up to me afterwards and he says, oh, would you do a gig for 45 car dealers? And I said, well, maybe, what's the fee? And he said, oh, would you want to get paid? Oh, no, I don't want to get paid. Hanging out with car dealers is a reward in itself. What a cock monkey.
So the cop's yelling, drop the girl, drop the girl. And he turns to her and he looks her in the eye and he says, Karen, I think we should split up.
And 3 weeks later, she starts the Carpenters.
That's a lucky kidnapping.
One of the very few.
Are you doing this comedy poker thing on TV?
I don't know. Every time I've done it, I've lost.
It's called Joker poker, but it's hardly ever funny. I suppose it's hard to crack gags when you play for $5 grand.
I reckon it'd be hard being funny if you're playing for $5. But you're right, they just chose the wrong game. Should have called it Joker something else.
Not like Joker kickboxing or Joker javelin.
I wonder what Bill Hunter would have called it.
Good question.
Didn't Brian win it one year?
Oh, yeah. I wonder who got all the money.
What do you mean?
I wonder what charity got the money. You've got to pick a charity.
Probably the Brian Ibsen Memorial Trust.
Oh, go easy. He gave me a spot on TV.
I can tell you this. Whoever he gave the money to, his manager would have got 15%.
Oh, for sure. Wouldn't yours?
Probably. Hey, do you know the manager's joke?
I know.
There's two managers having a drink, and a comedian walks past. And one manager says to the other, you see that bastard? See that bastard over there? That bastard takes 85% of everything I earn.
That's too true. Hey, I've worked out a way of getting people to come to my show.
This being the show you haven't written yet.
The very same.
So exactly what are you going to do besides getting other comics to mention you in the press?
Ow. I'm going to pretend to be English or Irish.
You're Scottish.
Anything, as long as it's not Australian. Australian audiences love comics from overseas.
Except from New Zealand, because they're not from far enough away.
It's like an international inferiority complex. Australian audiences love comics from the UK. So when we go all the way over there, UK audiences
Love comics from the UK.
they treat us like convicts.
Well, we treat us like convicts. But it's not such a bad thing, because you don't have to buy a plane ticket home. You just get caught stealing a loaf of bread, they arrest you, and bada bim, send you to Australia.
Oh, and no one gets scurvy anymore. Well, unless you travel on Jetstar.
Yeah.
Oh, and it'll be Joker nail gun fight.
What?
What Bill Hunter would choose instead of Joker poker? Joker nail gun fight. Now that is a TV show.
Good thing about comics is that they don't ask you the same kinds of questions that non-comics ask you. You know, the kind of same things all the time, like, what makes you laugh? Who's your idol? Did you steal my beer? I mean, I did steal his beer. He's a fucking car dealer. He can afford another one.
Okay, top 5 pissed people in history, and you're not allowed to use Social Little Collapse from the other day, no matter how tempting it is.
Hey, I wouldn't dream of it.
Well, neither would I.
Okay. All right, at number 5, The other day when Sophie got really pissed on stage and she's doing her act and she goes, oh, just... Fuck, this is way harder than it seems.
Hard enough.
All right, number 5, I nominate Oliver Reed for pretty much everything he ever did in his life, but especially for once, getting really pissed, going around to a friend's house, ringing the doorbell. When his friend answered the door, he just punched him in the face, knocking his friend out. Then he hung around till his friend came to and went, well, I'm sorry, old man, but if you can't punch your friends, who can you punch?
Nice one, Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 is a friend of mine called Claire. She was staying in my lounge room on the couch, and one night she got up asleep and pissed.
Oh, not easy.
No, came into my bedroom, woke me up, sat on the laundry basket, which was full of clean washing, and did wee.
Oh.
Then got up and went back to bed. Throughout this whole event, the only word she said the whole time was calendar, numerous times.
Of course. All right. Number 3, I nominate Winston Churchill. I saw this documentary where his butler was talking about how much Winston drank. And he went, well, he'd get up in the morning and drink a bottle of champagne. He'd then have breakfast, drink another bottle of champagne. He would then drink weak whiskey and water through till lunchtime. He would then have a bottle of wine and another bottle of champagne. He would then drink weak whiskey and water through till dinner time. He would have a bottle of wine, another bottle of champagne. He would then drink brandy through until he went to bed. But you know, I never saw him drunk. And I thought, no, you never saw him sober.
Nice one. Okay, at number 2, for pure action, is Mulligan riding that motorcycle up Fanshaw's driveway, through that tiny gate, across the backyard and into the swimming pool, only to emerge and go, well, that wasn't what I was trying to do.
What do you reckon he was trying to do?
Oh, God knows.
I doubt it.
Yeah, true.
All right, at number 1, I nominate anyone who's ever got drunk and then given a bit of, what? What? I'm not drunk, I'm just tired.
Oh, yeah, tired and nude with a crownie in each hand singing My Sharona.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we don't get that pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the comics I like are from overseas, like Bill Hicks, Tina Fey, Woody Allen, but a lot of my favourites are actually my contemporaries, you know, comics that only other comics or comedy fans know. And people who aren't household names, well, not yet, people like me. I'm definitely one of my favourites.
Well, because I promised that I'd buy you a drink if you got a 4-star review.
What would you have done if I got a 5-star review?
Probably nothing. Probably make you buy.
Thanks. Hey, have you been doing much press this festival?
Some. Not much. Enough. Well, enough to plug OJ half the time instead of myself.
See, now that's a beautiful thing. Do you know how many people have done that? You have, me, Will, Judith, Lawrence, JJ, heaps of people. And now Brian has got him on the show tonight.
Well, he's a much-loved idiot. And you know that if he was organised enough to do his own interviews, he'd do the same for us.
See, and that's the way it should be. How awesome would it be if when you did interviews, you were only allowed to talk about other comic shows?
I mean, comics stop doing interviews until they realise you can only keep something by giving it away.
Now that's romantic.
In a gay way.
Oh, God, I knew you would say that. Hey, did you meet that footballer who was out with JJ the other night?
For about a second, why?
Because he's cute. Do you know what kind of football he plays?
Well, as far as I know, he hasn't raped anyone, so not rugby league.
And he hasn't beaten up any of his ex-girlfriends, so not AFL.
Soccer.
Soccer players must do something criminal. We just don't know what it is yet.
Absolutely. That is 100% almost factual.
Was what I just said criminal?
Not unless you said it with a gun.
You should be a lawyer.
Mate, 4 stars.
4 stars.
One of the weird things about comedy is that there's nothing that qualifies you for it. Like, you can't get a degree in comedy. You just have to get up and do it, which is good and bad. It's good because it's fair. It's bad in the fact that if you're not funny, just confident and loud, you can still make a career in it. Eventually these people get found out, eventually, but not all the time. Thank God.
You know, it's like a competition where you and your former girlfriends do things like jump skateboards and fight each other and jump motorcycles off massive ramps.
Right, the X Games. OK, now I get it.
Yes. Well, the point is, if he can riff for an hour on that idea, surely he's smart enough to come up with something resembling a show.
I've never seen him like this. It's like he wants to fail. I mean, I know he doesn't, but I don't know, it's weird. He's on the telly tonight, so I suppose that's going to help.
Oh, yeah. He's going to do it. He's just cutting it ultra fine. Yeah.
Oh, how good was Steve Bolt last night? And Mulligan. Oh, man. Hosting that night reminds me why I do comedy. It was like there was electricity in the room.
It was one of those shows.
Yeah.
I don't think the audience realised how lucky they were to see that.
Especially considering who was on.
And how the show could have gone so wrong.
Oh, my God. With Bolt?
Mulligan.
Jesus. What's the deal with that fucking beard?
Are you guys laughing at?
Oh, nothing, man.
Huh? Are you laughing at me?
No, God, no, not at all.
All right, so you're saying I'm not funny?
No, I'm not saying you're not funny.
He doesn't think you're funny, man.
What is he saying, huh? You're calling me a liar? Do you want to hear something that's really, really funny?
That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? Make up your mind! Huh? What are you trying to say? You want to hear a joke?
I don't know anymore.
I can't blanket! Just smack you in the fuckhole, you feeble little shit!
Come on! Come on! Hey, you're that guy. You're Zoltan, that little cosmic kid off TV, aren't you?
It's actually...
Yeah, he's Zoltan, the cosmic kid off TV.
Bullshit, is it really you?
Yeah, of course it is.
Righto, you got to prove it. I want to see the power stance.
The what?
Power stance.
What the fuck is the power stance?
Electro bolts. Fire up.
It is you, Zoltan.
It's actually Volton the Electric Boy.
What?
Zolton's good.
Turns out they're all fans of Volton. All I wanted to know was where Alex Patch was. I had no idea JJ could be so aggro.
Me neither. I'm going to have to start getting you into more fights.
I only fight for money.
Fair enough. Have you guys been watching TV?
Yeah.
As much as humanly possible. Why?
Well, last night I was taking a break from writing my show, and I watched them. What a mistake. It was all American shit, and the comedy was the worst. Oh, my God. I'm going to die on TV, aren't I?
No, you won't.
Thanks.
You're not American.
I will live or die, at least it'll be interesting.
Oh, no, don't be interesting.
No, be safe. Be funny. Half the people on that show are comedians anyway. They're on your side. You'll be fine.
And for fuck's sake, stop writing your show and write your fucking show.
Yeah, at first it was just OJ being loose and radical. Now you seriously run the risk of being shit.
God, you're right, Brian. You fucked one pig.
See, you can be funny.
What?
Now be funny on telly.
Just do something that will make people want to come and see your show. You don't have to change the way they watch television forever.
I'll tell you something that'll change the way people watch television forever.
What?
If they stabbed themselves in the eye with a biro.
Oh.
That'd change the way they watched everything.
Oh, no! I can't see.
Yeah.
Do you picture the pen going through the eyelid or into an open eyeball?
Oh! Into the open eyeball. With the blunt end, so you haven't got the pen bit sticking out. So it really you have to force it in. Right in. And it's just sticking out, and you go to the doctor and they go, I haven't got anything to write your disease, and you go, it's in my eye, just get it out.
There are few things more entertaining than watching a good mate get up on stage and just die, especially when they've had a little bit of time to realise what's about to happen. It's like watching someone on a bike with a buckled wheel. You know and they know it's going to end in tears. They're going to crash and burn. It's just a matter of when. The only thing better is that when you have a gig that you can't, or more importantly, don't want to do because you know it's going to suck, and you handball it to a friend, they do it and they just die. It's heaven. Pure joy. There, but for the grace of good sense go I. Not that I've ever done that before. Well, not on purpose.
So my father's coming to my show tomorrow night with his new girlfriend.
I thought your dad didn't do the comedy festival.
No, you just asked once why the Melbourne International Comedy Festival isn't more like the Venice Biennale.
Why, apart from the fact that it's not on every 2 years and it's in Melbourne, not Venice.
Yeah, apart from that.
Hey, what's the story with the Venice Biennale from an Australian point of view? Like, we send an artist over there every 2 years to represent Australia, is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who do they send?
Oh, people you have never heard of.
Well, you know who they should send? Not only Australia's greatest artist of all time, but Australia's greatest Australian, full stop. Yeah, thank you, Bob. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Actor, Olympic swimmer, drinker, inspiration for the world's greatest game. What would Bill Hunter do? Mr. Bill Hunter.
Yeah. That is quintessentially Australian. Was he really an Olympic swimmer?
Too right he was, Sophie. And not only that, if he was fighting in Gallipoli, we would have knocked over those Turks on a wet afternoon. Imagine Bill at Biennale, just walking through Venice.
Or swimming.
Or swimming, thank you, Sophie, and giving it a bit of a red-hot fucking go, Australia! Have you ever heard Bill Hunter say piss off?
Yep.
Man, he says it better than anyone in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next piece is called Australian Genius in a Pub Telling Someone to Piss Off.
Piss off! Yeah, that's fucking art.
I saw an episode of Spy Force last week. Bill Hunter looked 15.
Oh, hang on, it's OJ, it's OJ.
Our next guest is an Australian comic, and he has toured Ireland.
God,
and
this is
Scotland. In
awfully
fact,
tense
ladies and gentlemen,
making.
An honourable mention at the Edinburgh Festival. So, can you please make him welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. O.J. James.
Oh, brother, come on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm OJ, and I'm here to show you that almost anything can be funny. Even this.
My God.
OJ was always controversial. But,
No.
God, look, he just... Oh, my God.
It's not that amazing, really. Before I walked on, I asked myself, what would Bill Hunter do? And I think if you look closely, that's exactly what I did.